What is going on, Dragon Ball fans? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball fan manga breakdown review, where today we're going to be reviewing a fan manga entitled Dragon Ball Multiverse, which is a fan-made manga set within an alternative timeline involving various incarnations of Dragon Ball characters set within different universes and timelines to compete in a massive multiverse tournament for the grand prize to see which universe will be the universe to gain the mightiest of the Dragon Balls. As for many years now, I've been introducing and showcasing various different fan mangas created by the community for the community, so if you would like to check out all the latest and best Dragon Ball fan mangas, then make sure to check the description box and bio down below for all the latest in Dragon Ball fan mangas, including Dragon Ball AF, Dragon Ball X, Beyond Dragon Ball Super, and many others. Then be sure to check out all the Dragon Ball fan mangas listed down below, and if you are new to this channel and are a fan of anime and Dragon Ball, then don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload. As we kick off the Dragon Ball Multiverse manga chapter number 65 special, as the narration goes on to state King Broly was short-tempered and violent, but that wasn't very accepted in Saiyan society. Sometimes Broly turned Super Saiyan, but he was never really challenged, so the legendary form stayed dormant and remained quite sane. As we see Broly and members of the Saiyan Armada just completely decimate different species and different individuals, we also bear witness to Broly having to be revered and highly respected within the Saiyan society as he sits upon the throne. As the narration continues, the young genius Vegeta studied the king with extreme jealousy. At first, Vegeta was in fear, then in anger, then in hate, then in suffering. Of course, having a Star Wars reference be shown there, eventually Vegeta managed to turn Super Saiyan. As Vegeta goes on to state, I put myself through the most ruthless training, still, I couldn't get anywhere near the king. And now, in my self-loathing, it awakes. The Super Saiyan isn't limited to just Broly. As Vegeta begins to revere his own power, out of nowhere, Bardock goes on to tell Vegeta, "You are almost right." As Vegeta turns around, he goes on to state, "You, what are you doing here?" As Bardock goes on to tell Vegeta, "I've been waiting for 20 years since I saw this in a vision." As Bardock continues, "And now, you are the only warrior in the universe who can stand against Broly." As Vegeta furiously grabs Bardock by the throat, he goes on to tell him, "You knew, and you didn't say anything." As Bardock smiles in front of Vegeta, he goes on to tell him, "Little Vegeta, I only tell the future when I want to avoid it." As he slowly removes Vegeta's hand, he proceeds to continue, "You're going to defy him for the throne, but even now, you are still inferior to the power of the legendary Super Saiyan. I know, I've seen you being crushed by Broly. It was an embarrassing fight, so for years, I've been searching for a way for you to beat him." As Vegeta removes his hand, he goes on to ask Bardock, "Why would you want to help me?" As Bardock goes on to tell him, "Broly will eventually get mad and destroy all of the galaxies, killing all of the Saiyans. You won't. So, each time I devised the plan, a vision would tell me if it worked. After many, many fails, I now have the perfect one. You won't like it, but believe me, it is the best option." Basically telling Vegeta that Bardock really wanted Broly to be defeated for quite some time now, but every single time he was going to conjure up a plan, he knew that it would backfire. As the narration continues, indeed, Vegeta Jr. hated Bardock's plan, but after a long time, seeing that he was still greatly inferior to the invincible warrior, he accepted it. And later on Planet Vegeta, we get to see how Broly is eating amongst the Saiyans, as Broly goes on to tell them, "You defy me for the throne? Sure, I'll be happy to kill you in the afternoon." As Vegeta finally turns Super Saiyan in front of Broly, that's what sparks Broly's attention. As Broly is later shown having this evil expression on his face, he goes on to state, "Some challenge at last. I'll crush you this instant." As Vegeta Sr. cries out, "Wait, 2 Super Saiyans is unheard of. That's a crazy amount of power. Your duel will kill us all. Let's find an isolated planet where you both can fight freely. As the other Saiyans agree, Broly cries out by smashing the table, "I won't wait!" As Vegeta Sr. continues, "Please, King Broly, you are wise. You know that your fight will be much better this way." As Broly continues to smile, he goes on to tell Vegeta Sr., "You have 1 minute to find us a planet, old man." As the narration continues, 1 minute plus some preparations later, as we see Vegeta Jr. and Broly about to board space pods, the narration continues, "With these first-rate ships, you'll be able to get a lone platform with oxygen. It's just a few weeks of sleep to get there." As later, somewhere deep in outer space, we notice how a group of individuals begin to talk amongst each other, as one of them goes on to state, "Sir, 2 Saiyan ships are approaching." As the captain goes on to cry out, "What? Saiyans? Here? Fire! Take them down now!" As this civilization attempts to shoot down Broly and Vegeta's space pod, immediately both Vegeta and Broly break through their Saiyan space pods in touching down while guns are being pointed at them. As everyone points their guns aiming at both Vegeta and Broly, Broly goes on to state, "Nice of them to think we're a warm-up committee there, huh?" As one of the soldiers cries out, "Get away immediately! This place is dangerous!" As Vegeta goes on to state, "Well, of course, we're here," as Broly and Vegeta both team up for a common cause in wiping everyone out around them, basically making room for their battle, and Broly and Vegeta together simultaneously easily clean house. As Broly latches onto an individual's neck, he goes on to tell Vegeta, "Well, that's about it. Now, show me what you have, little Vegeta." As Broly transforms into a Super Saiyan, so does Vegeta, as he goes on to tell Broly, "As you wish, my king." And Vegeta wastes little time. He rushes right in there and begins to fight Broly. And as the two engage, keep in mind, this is not the legendary Super Saiyan transformation that Broly in fact has. Vegeta is well aware of this, and he's using Bardock's plan, and as Broly is attempting to fight Vegeta, Vegeta is simply too fast for him. He jumps behind him, kicks him in the ribs. As Broly attempts to punch him, he goes on to cry out, "Insolent!" As Vegeta so casually blocks, he turns the tides on Broly, eventually hitting him so hard that Broly is sent hurtling right into a wall. And as Broly begins to get even angrier, Vegeta goes on to say to himself he actually sucks at fighting. He has more raw power, but I can kill him myself. As deep within space, an individual inside of a ship goes on to state, "Fight the 2 Saiyans? You're joking! I can kill several Saiyans with ease, but not that." As over on a computer screen, an individual goes on to tell him, "What do you mean?" As the pilot continues, "This is the king. There, the invincible yellow light, Mad King. He is fighting another yellow light Saiyan. So, send all the other Ultras that are nearby." And wait, what the? As he notices out in space, there is an individual sitting on top of what looks to be a crystal ball. As the individual opens up his pod, he goes on to tell the individual, who in fact is Raichi, "You shouldn't stay here. It's dangerous." "What are you?" As Raichi slowly turns his head, he goes on to tell him, "I am revenge. I am the ultimate enemy of the Saiyans." As the pilot backs up, he goes on to state, "Their enemy? Hey, that makes us friends, right?" As Raichi states, "No, that makes us allies at best." As back with Broly and Vegeta, Broly is shown unleashing massive amounts of ki blasts, back and forth, left and right, a hailstorm of energy having to come crashing down on Vegeta. As Vegeta lays there on the floor, he goes on to state, "What's the point of so many fireballs if you can't aim?" As Vegeta slowly sits back up, he goes on to tell Broly, "I'll show you how it's done." As Broly goes on to angrily tell Vegeta, "You're getting on my nerves." As he continues to power up more and more and more, Vegeta is about to blast Broly, as he goes on to tell him, "Nice, stay put, time to finish you off." As a very familiar pose is shown, Vegeta finally unleashes a massive Final Flash attack, and as this attack hits Broly with such force and such power, Vegeta goes on to laugh. He's laughing because he thinks that he had finally defeated Broly, not knowing that this entire time, Broly in fact transformed into the legendary Super Saiyan form. As Broly looks down on Vegeta, smiling at him while battle damaged, he goes on to tell him, "I am Broly, King of the Saiyans." And Vegeta so angrily rushes up in the sky, he punches Broly in the gut but only manages to hurt his hand. Later, he attempts to kick Broly in the neck but ends up hurting his foot. As Vegeta is attempting to continuously punch and kick Broly, Broly grabs Vegeta by the face and slams him directly behind him into the ground. With a fury of attacks, we see how Vegeta is laying there on the floor bloody and damaged. As Broly slowly stands over him and laughing, Vegeta goes on to shoot Broly directly with an attack, but that does completely nothing. As of course he was aiming for the face, we see that once the dust settles, Broly is still laughing at Vegeta, as Vegeta goes on to state, no, as Broly proceeds to stomp Vegeta in the ribcage over and over and over again, as Broly goes on to tell Vegeta, "Finished already?" And the same individual that was standing back this entire time, as one of the Universal Soldiers shown hovering over the battle-destroyed arena, he goes on to tell his friends the other Saiyan is out. We have to stop the Mad King. As Broly notices this up in the sky, he goes on to state, "Presents, more to kill, yes." As the individuals fire down, they go on to cry out, "Ultra Waver." And Vegeta at this point, he can't even move. He is so battle damaged and beat up that the only thing he can do while the Ultra Wave rains down from the sky is fly away. But Broly is shown having to stand there completely intact. As the individuals cry out, he's completely unaffected. As they quickly zoom on in, they go on to state, "Get ready for hand-to-hand combat. We can't count on that. Use the laser. It can cut through anything. He'll be out of breath eventually. Let's do it. Yes, sir." As they attempt in using the energy waves and the laser beams to slice Broly in half, nothing works. One of the Universal Soldiers gets his entire midsection blown out by Broly as he punches him so hard, leaving him drifting out in the middle of space. And as Broly looks behind him, Vegeta goes on to cry out, "Hey, King Broly, you're not done with me. That station is gone. So let's fight on this planet over here." As Broly follows Vegeta, the Universal Soldiers go on to cry out, "The fools!" as Vegeta takes Broly to an unknown planet. As Broly touches down, he goes on to tell Vegeta, "Time to end this." But notice how Vegeta wasn't the one that touched down on the planet, only Broly did. As Vegeta goes on to tell him, "Yes, time to end it. I had to use Bardock's plan after all." As beneath Broly's feet, something seems to be consuming him. As Broly looks down, he goes on to cry out, "What?" He's trying to free himself from this liquid that is consuming Broly whole. And as this substance begins to completely devour Broly, Vegeta flies away. And as he flies away, he goes on to state, "Bardock was right. This entire planet is made of something that can even kill the legendary Saiyan. And now, I am the strongest of them all." As the Universal Soldiers stop Vegeta in his tracks, they go on to cry out, "Saiyan, you are under arrest." As Vegeta powers down, he goes on to state, "Oh, I surrender. Air and a ship are very welcomed now." As they lock Vegeta up in boarding him on a ship, they go on to state, "That was extremely dangerous. A powerful blow on this planet could eliminate the entire universe. But the Mad King is dead, and we now have a powerful Saiyan as a hostage." As the narration goes on to state, a few weeks later, Vegeta destroyed the planet and went back as the new king of the Saiyans. As Vegeta finally returns on his homeworld, the narration continues, and once again, the deadly Saiyan Empire grew. However, unaware of the menace brewing in the darkness, we notice how Raichi still lingers about. As Raichi goes on to state, "Download of new angered soul completes. Oomph. Another Saiyan as Ghost. I don't know if I like it or not, but such power in this one. Now I'm ready. Time to end the whole Saiyan species for good." as the manga chapter comes to a close. Now, this was the original story of how Raichi was able to capture and use the legendary Super Saiyan Broly as his pet in targeting the Saiyans, which I will say, this entire manga chapter was fun in seeing how the Saiyans fought for dominance, in seeing how the Saiyans were not only able to best up each other in the course of combat, but also fighting for supremacy, for dominance, and overall to prove themselves as warriors during the course of their battles. And I really did enjoy this, as now we're going to be resuming back on the main timeline sequence and seeing what's going on with Babidi and all of his Majin warriors, as once again I do want to let you guys know that I have a very special surprise for you guys once we break beyond 600,000 subscribers on this channel. A very special fan manga that you guys will not find anywhere else, so be sure to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, that way you guys can be in the loop for all latest in regards to Dragon Ball fan mangas and fan stories. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to go on ahead and slap a big fat like down below. If of course you guys are unaware of my secondary channels, Unreal Network and Unreal Vlogs alongside Unreal Royale, be sure to go on ahead and check those channels out as well. I will leave links down below. Thank you all once again. Tune back in for the next video, and I'll be seeing you all down the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and all his social media platforms. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications so you can be the first to know every time that he uploads a new video.
Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck, Zarbon? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes. Jesus Christ, that's huge!